Welcome to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. In the last part, the focus was very much on populating Nuclear City and building up our nuclear fuel production system. We did have a bit of a disaster here when the uranium processing plant burnt down because I had an insufficient number of fire engines in the fire station here. And we still got a few population stability issues in here. So, but we hopefully with the culture, we should start to improve the happiness here. And that should make a little bit of a difference. The other thing we're also doing is building another fire station here. Over here, we're still laying in these roads. Progress is very slow. And somebody did ask in the comments about when I'm actually going to build a port. And my inclination is to have a port here to effectively ship oil from here. So rather than shipping the oil up to here to go to the oil refinery, what I'm thinking possibly is to build a port here, have a tanker that will then ship oil round the map here, so that maybe we can get bulk fuel into some areas so that we can drive a chemical and plastics industry. But at the moment I'm not too sure exactly how that's going to work. Now, of course, the other focus of the previous video was our tourist area here. And the buildings have been built and we've actually got people coming into here now and providing the staff. But, of course, we've got no tourists at the moment because we've got no external connection. And, of course, we've got no food in this area here as well with our restaurant. And one of the big issues is going to be meat. So this is why we're building up this area here. And of course, I've actually realised I've made a bit of a mistake here. I built a warehouse here. What I really should have done is built a silo. And of course, the other thing we also need here is some roads, because we haven't actually finished the roads in this area. So we're going to have to connect you up there. Kind of a bit inclined to bring this road around here, like that, because this is just a livestock storage. So we're not really going to need to bring vehicles around here, although a good bridge round here with a road. We've got our capacity storage here. We're going to need to get some crops into here, though where those crops are going to come from I don't know. Of course, this small distribution office is now open for business. And what I really need to do is, what am I producing here now? We should be producing some fire trucks. Good. For my new fire station. And I think what we're going to need to do is then a couple of covered holes to this area, this depot here. I think we're going to need a refrigeration truck as well. I think one of these is a refrigeration truck. But we've actually got a couple of fire engines in there as well. So we're going to put you into there. And I think if I come right over to here, I've got another covered hole in my overflow area. So we're just going to bring... I know you've got to come all the way back, but that's the way it goes. We've now got that there. I think getting the food in is going to be relatively easy, because we can pick up food there and deliver it to there and there. You're going to pick up food and you're going to deliver food to there. And then no idea. I think I'm going to postpone allocating the meat for the moment. I'm also a bit inclined, of course the snow's coming, which is going to make life a bit interesting. Let me just do an adjustment to this warehouse. We're going to limit that here, because I don't like having these unlimited. So we're just going to adjust these. We've got 123 tons of crops in here. And I'm just wondering, do I have a supply? And you've got quite a lot of crops. I can't remember which silo was Well, up, you've got 867. So what are you distributing to? You're distributing to the crop store and the chemical warehouse. And what are you being distributed to? If I actually call you some Hasker farm trucks, because you're the collection trucks, so I'll know who you are. Where are you? You're picking up from the farm silo. You're also distributing to the warehouse. I think what we can do here is we can add this there as well. You can unload crops, and we'll just put say 29% in there at the moment. That would put about 30 tons into there, and what that will do is put in a little bit of a starting scenario here with respect to getting this area up and running. Question is, will anyone here? In theory, everyone should get here, but kind of thinking, let me just see footpaths. I think we can put a footpath there, and maybe, whoops, run you through here. Footpath connection there. Put that one in there. This one could be a bigger issue, so maybe we can run off. Wow. Maybe we'll run a footpath through to about there as well. And then when this is maybe, oops, you ran to there. I mean, footpaths actually make the population move a bit quicker. So you've actually got food in here. So we've now got guests. Now, what that should actually do is actually feed the local population until such time as we've got some transport running here. And I'm kind of half wondering whether, I've got some spare buses. I mean, it's going to be a very long route bringing tourists in, but I'm curious to see whether I would get tourists to come in from here. Small amount of tourists due to low trip rating. Of what if they've actually balanced the tourism, because it was a little bit out of balance. You could get loads of tourists appearing very quickly. Interesting. What's my low trip rating? Or is it the fact that I built this hotel means that no one actually really wants to come here? Well, there's one way to find out, and that is if we get a bus. There's a bus there. We'll start with one. I mean, this could be a complete waste of time and energy, but if you don't try things out, you will never know. And what we need to do is, where is the bus stop? I did build a bus stop around here, I think. Yep. And what we're going to do is, you're going to load tourists, only tourists, and you're going to unload only tourists here. Now, I'm not expecting big things, simply because the sheer distance, and there's actually no fuel here, so there's a very good chance the bus will actually run out of fuel going that distance. But just curiosity. You know, if we don't try things, we don't find out. Now, one problem I've got here is we are building these tracks in here, but I've got to find some way to be able to reverse the trains and come back in this way. I'm kind of thinking, can I get any form of loop in here to build a... I mean, we could create, say, a feedback loop into here temporarily, so that the construction train can come out here, go around here, and come back into here and fill in this area here. I do this. I'm just... Right, you can come this way. Build you. Too steep a descent. Thank you, game. Yeah, I think I'm just going to build that loop in here, because I don't really want to wait for the trains coming in this direction to break through. So I think if we can build this loop in, then we can make things work. Just check, make sure I haven't messed up the... I think in some ways I might... And how much track have you laid? You're nearly finished. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to get the train going up. Oops, don't want that. What we're going to do is wait for you to finish, and then once you finish, that's just going to speed the game up a bit. Once this is finished, what I'm going to do is, okay, cancel that job. That also gets him back to the depot really quickly. And what I want is this built in so that we can start to fill in this area here. If you actually picked up a job, yes, good. Yeah, I think this is the more bigger priority, because if we can get this line up and running, we can bring the tourists in by train. And let's just get over here. I want to check and see how things are going. The hospital's working. I think the population is starting to hold up now, because they are getting a little bit happier, because we got the food. But I do need to keep an eye on the food supplies here, because we are in winter. And of course I want to keep an eye on what the train is doing. A bit of a crossover there. It might be a bit too close to the hit. Oh no, this is actually the yeah, this is actually the aggregate storage here. And what we got here, oops, can't hook it. Okay, you've got the ability to build. This is coming together quite nicely. We can get this finished. That means that we will then have the capacity to start making the, what's this, UF6, which is the, of course what we're going to need to do is get this power station finished as well. So many things to do, so many things to do. I should just check my, I think you're overloaded, aren't you? Oh no, you're just doing the fuel fabrication and the thing here. I think we're just going to stick with that for the moment. I think these are allocated to Bridge City. So who's building this? Bridge City. I think what we might do is put a bit of an assist with you. I would like to get that fire station built. We've got this fire station out here that's being built as well. And oh, we got this Bridge City construction. We'll put some extra ones on here. Provide a bit of support. When we've got so much money, we don't need to really worry. I mean, I could purchase a lot of this stuff, but I just don't like doing things like that. Yeah, we got a mechanism problem here. You're pumping oil. Let's just check our oil supply situation, because that was a little bit of a cause for concern. I think the problem for that is the fact we've got both of our trains here waiting to fill up with oil. Why are we not? Why are we not producing oil? Because we're producing 2.95 tons of oil. It's got to be going somewhere. I suppose it is building up very slowly. You can see the actual value of the cargo is increasing. And probably what is happening is that it's adding to both of them at the same time. Not good. But that's the way it goes. I think over here, things are looking pretty good. And of course, what we do need to do is check our over 21s again. Thank you, game. So we got 400 over 21s. Power station's running pretty good here. I think this area is pretty stable. Let me just check. And of course, one trick that you can do is to check the health of a city when you've got over 21s is actually look where the over 21s are, because if you've got over 20, wow, we've got over 21s over here as well now. If you've got over 21s in your city, it means everybody is happy. Problem is, where could I put them? Because this area is pretty full as well. And what I'm doing at the moment is building up this area here, because we need more education here as well, because I'm starting to develop a bit of an education problem. You can see I've got 16,000 people who are uneducated. And I think the problem is in this area here. Let me just have a look. So we got 84 workers, spirituality, pub, tavern. Yeah, we got meat is really becoming a big issue now. So I really do need to get this plant on up and running as quickly as possible, because the production in this area just isn't keeping up. Let's have a look to see if there's any surplus building up here yet. We got a little bit of a surplus, but it's nowhere near enough. And of course, one truck in here, and that would be it. It would be all consumed. And you can see the livestock is what storage. And we've got 26 tons of. So I think we are gaining a little bit meat-wise. In fact, what I could probably do is become. How's the meat situation in this area? Got a little bit of meat. Oops, thank you, game. Actually, we've got tourists. We have tourists. So they've actually managed to make the journey here. So does that mean that we're actually getting tourists arriving at our border now? Well, it's a long journey. Yes, we've actually got 10 tourists. We've actually got some tourists into our city. Wow. I'm absolutely amazed that actually worked. It goes to show how enthusiastic our tourists actually are. I mean, and they're not going to be that happy in the sense that, you know, I mean, what you've got, let's have a quick look. Yeah, you need some alcohol. I think I can fix that now, because I say we got piles of money. We're making 1 point, oh, only 200,000, but then I spent a lot of money on other bits and pieces, I think, in the last month. I think what we can do now, I mean, again, it's going to be a very long haul from my alcohol production over here. So what we're going to do is find who's actually distributing the alcohol, and what we can do. Am I collecting it directly from here? That's not a good. That's not good. Who is this? Where's the customs shed? Right, yeah, shipping bitumen. Right, we're going to turn off the alcohol there. And what we're going to do is, I mean, it's going to be a long journey. It helps if I actually go in the right direction. Actually, yeah. No, actually, we're going to turn off the export of alcohol. Yeah. And then you guys can just bring in and reduce the alcohol. So we can, yeah, I think these can actually deliver the alcohol to the hotel. Your job is to keep it 90% full. I mean, how much money am I making from alcohol at the moment on exports? 84,000. I think we can afford to drop that out. How much did we make last month? 134,000. And what we're going to do is ship some alcohol up to there. In fact, what I could do is we've got the spare capacity. I don't think Pristina has actually got any jobs, have they? So what we could do is get in a small distribution office in here somewhere. Let me just come here. Mod distribution office. I think if we can get a 3-truck distribution office in somewhere. Not built due to infrastructure. Need flat terrain. You're really in the wrong place. I mean, we could put this over here. We'll get you here. Get these guys working hard. I mean, it shouldn't take long to build that. And what we'll do is we'll build a distribution office here, which will then supply the alcohol to the tourist area. And then we'll flip the production people back the opposite way. I think that might work. I think somebody left a comment about finishing off the asphalt roads in this area. But one of the problems I found is that the only time you can really build them is in the winter. And you can't actually see what is and what isn't asphalt. Actually, there's one there. I think we can put that in there. But we can assign our crew here to the job. You can do that. So you've got that working. Things are going well. We get some alcohol in here. Yeah, I mean, 12 tons of alcohol isn't that much build up. One of our guests has been wounded or hurt, and we've actually getting a trip rating of 2 now. So as soon as you get tourists in, you start to get a trip rating. I think what we need to do is build up this tourist area a little bit more so that we can get them going. How's the restaurant going here? We're getting a few guests in. Yeah, we need some meat, which is probably distracting from it a little bit. Tourism. So what we put in as an additional attraction in here? I mean, we could put a carousel in. And this is quite small. We could put, say, a little carousel on this corner here, just to put a bit of entertainment in. We've got a theatre. Wow, that's big. What do you? I mean, you don't need anything. But what we could do is put a theatre in here as well. We might as well get. I mean, we might as well build on a fairly large scale. Actually, what I wouldn't mind doing is getting some sport in here as well. Sports. Where is it? Where is it? Sports playground. I think if we put an athletics club in as well, maybe one there, and another one just tucked in there, and we can put in some footpaths. We'll put a footpath in to there, and maybe we'll connect up these as well. So that means we've got a national museum, we've got a theatre in here, we've got a bit of a sports club, a carousel, and a couple of sports clubs in here, which will also benefit the local population. How are we doing over here? This is our new area here. We really need to get this school built. And oh, I've also got a new put in a new heating plant here. And that isn't connected. Oh, great. Okay, we're just going to have to fix this. We're going to have to knock that back a little bit. Just accept that. And we're just going to trim you back. Large heating plant. Too long. Okay, we're going to have to put a heat pumping station in here. Not exactly what I wanted to do, but we're not going to have much choice, are we? Why is that? Telling me I've got an infrastructure problem. Oh, it's that. Wait. Get back there. And you can connect to there. Start construction. The reason for this new heat exchanger over here is if I show you my existing ones, wherever they are, and we've got one in here, you'll see that these are actually quite heavily overloaded. I mean, that's 133%. So I thought if I put another one round here, that should make life a little bit easier. Because, I mean, we don't actually have a cold problem at the moment, but there is a potential that it could happen. I've got a feeling this can't. No. I think we need to build this first, and then that will go back the other way. Anyway, that's that sorted. We just go back here. Right, we're getting some crops into here, so we just need to get this area up and running as well. Put the footpaths in. Our factory's quite happily producing cars here now, and we've got probably more than enough fire engines and everything. Wow. Why are you not overflowing? I suppose this area is still pretty. I think what we'll do is we'll move out of the refrigerator trucks. In fact, I think what I'd like to do is just move out all my trucks and buses from this area. And then hope... Actually, what I could do is... I think part of the problem at the moment is that my car dealership says that... Okay, no free parking lots, no cars to sell. But it's saying that there's no free parking lots nearby. Actually, I'm curious. If I put in say a parking lot over here, we put a medium parking lot here. I'm just wondering whether tourists will actually use the parking lots as well. And we could put in. Let's see what we got here. Large parking lot. I mean, to be completely honest, I think I'm going to need to look at some mods about maybe getting larger parking lots in. You can come up here, connect up there, and maybe we'll slide you down the back of the school here. Just hook you through like that. So you could probably do a connection there as well. Oops. That would probably put in something like that, just to fill this area in. I mean, not all the parking lots are all not completely full. I mean, I do wonder whether places parking for place parking res. So, okay. It's obvious I do need to do a bit more work on with respect to. I mean, it's pretty clear I do need to do a bit more work with respect to private vehicles. Okay, so we've now got a new apartment block. Let's have a look at our over 21s, and I think what we could probably do is pull some of them out. I think I'd like to pull a few out from over here because I'd like to have some growth in this area. I think maybe we're pull say about 20 or 30 out of here, and these can go over to our new apartment block here. I'm gonna drop you down a little bit, bring over some educated ones, people as well. Hopefully that will absorb the small overflow in this area. I don't think that, I mean, it's not that dense here. Wow, they're back in already. Wow. Okay. I can take the hint. Let's get you back up to here. People in there. We've actually got overpopulation in this actual area. Why aren't you moving into here? Okay, so what's there's still about 500 odd. I think what we can do, I'm sure that there's probably quite a lot. Yeah, it's bound to be over here. I'm sure Nuclear City is going to need some new residents because there is quite a significant population lost over here. Yeah, look at that. We're just gonna get some educated workforce in here. Just push them in. Get some ordinary workers in as well. Push them really into here. Okay. Okay, we've got fire. We got down to 321. Where's this fire? Fire makes me very nervous now. Okay, we're okay from this perspective. And we'll just let we got the over 21s down to 200 at the moment. Let me just check the thing. What's up with you? What is your problem? What is causing this problem? I think what happens is when you've got a footpath, the game actually thinks that you can construct this. And I think what we're going to do is we're just going to... Oh no, they're building it anyway. So that actually solved your problem. I mean, you're not blocking this depot at the moment. But hopefully when that's finished, you may actually do something. I think there's a bit of a bug with respect to parking lots and certain buildings that have footpath connections, that the auto detect picks them up, but it can't actually complete them simply because the road itself isn't built, which is needed by the vehicles. This guy's going really well. A bit worried about whether that might be affecting my trains over here. Let me just check on what jobs have you got. Yeah, let me just see. What jobs have you got in here? Okay, what have you got? Oh, you're actually building. All three of them are working. So that's good. Let me just get back over. What I would like is... This guy's gone all the way up here. Does that mean you've run out of work? Yes, you have. What I want is for you now to build that recurve track back to here, and then we can build in this area here. I think I'll be happy to get up to about this point. I don't think he's going to be able to get past this signal here. And let's go over here while we're checking trains. What are you doing over here? Right, it looks like this guy may have run out of work. So let me just go and see what's going on here. Of course, we can't use auto detect because we're so far away from the range of the auto detection. There's no point worrying about it. And what we're going to do is send you down this way now and make that connection, because you can't get across to here. I mean, I could be cheeky and but this actually, what I could have done is built this area in. How far off is this tunnel? Long way off, yeah. I think what we will do, I'm going to build to here first and then it will stop, and then what we'll do is we'll go back and build in this section here. Right, so the next big step forward, we are producing okay, so this is finished, so we are now producing uranium oxide. Is coming into here. And we are getting a few containers in here now, which means once we finish this, we will start producing fuel. And I think what I'm going to need to do now is start trying to push these forward a little bit. How much work have you got? You're still just working on... I think we'll just leave those for the moment. Why are you taking so long? Boards... Missing resource steel. I've got a problem with this steel supply over here. Why are we not bringing in steel? Okay, office. Why are you not? Okay, why are you not bringing in steel? You guys have a problem? So it looks very much like we are not bringing in steel into here. Let me just have a look at the steel supply. Have I got a problem with my steel production? Oh, looks like we've got a problem here. What's going on? Iron. The iron ore doesn't seem to be coming in. So what's going on over here? Oops. I'm got the workers. Looks very much at the moment I'm getting a bit of a shortage of iron ore coming into my primary steel mill. I really need another iron ore mine. As such is the... Yeah, I think what we're probably doing is just consuming too much steel. I think what I'm going to do is I don't really need this vehicle plant running. I think that's draining out way too much in the way of resources. So what we're going to do is cancel current production, and we're just going to shut down our vehicle production here, because we got 58 tons of steel in there, but I think that's actually draining away, because our rail construction is causing a few problems as well. What I want to do is just let this finish, and I don't want this and I want to cancel you. And then what we're going to do is come here. And what I want is for you now to run into there. Yeah, this guy's going like a train. The problem we're going to have is once I get to here, these two construction trains are going to have to share this area here. But what I could do is push this guy back onto... Well, we could probably build this crossover here. And we can then carry on working on the track back this way. What's the tunnel here? This tunnel's nearly finished. I mean... Okay, haha. How is our tourism going? Yeah, they like the alcohol, and of course, what's gonna do is get a look in here. So we've now got the alcohol in here, so our tourists should be happy about the alcohol. But more importantly is when you've got alcohol in a hotel, it means that your population can't get access to it. But if you actually build a bar, what will happen then is your local residents will start using it, and then you will start to develop an alcohol problem. No workers mechanism. Yeah, I think the whole system's getting a little bit overloaded now. I'm just gonna have to let everything catch up in this area now. Yeah, we're gonna need a little bit of a catch-up phase now. I think it's time to check the silo situation. We're in February. This one's still got 261 tons in it. This one's got 255 tons. This is good. But we've still got some surpluses in here, which have been probably supplied down into this area here. Go over to here. This area is empty, so what we're going to do is come into here. I mean, we've got 207 tons of crops here at the moment, which is keeping everything going quite well. I could send trucks down here to get crops, which would take it up to the meat factory up north, but I'm not too worried about that. We've got some crops in here. We've got plenty of clothes. I do need to check my clothes distribution as well. We've got crops here. How's our income going? Yeah, I mean the money's rolling in. We've got 110 million. So we've got reasonable flow of alcohol here. We've got our little construction office built here. I don't think I'm going to allocate that to alcohol. I mean, we could. Actually says we got 39 tons of alcohol. Wow. Okay. Covered holes. Do I have any more spared covered holes? Where's the construct? What we got here? We've got an open hole here. That's no good. What have we got here? Got refrigerator trucks. What we got here? Dumpers. Alright. I need to build a covered hole. I only want one game. I'm really going to need to move some of this stuff, these trucks out of this area. We've got ambulances, we've got fire trucks. I think we're got one of you over to there. Okay. I suppose, I mean, thinking about it, if I'm going to produce all my vehicles from here, what I probably do need is these vehicle offices put across the map so I can distribute new trucks to those areas. This fire station is taking forever to build. So my instinct is to possibly have a vehicle depot over here, which will then and take the vehicles. We've got a lot of trucks here doing nothing. I think what we might do is give them a bit of an assist here, and maybe we need to just allocate you to there. And what that will do is, because the moment you're building this and you're shifting boards, and still the big factor, I've got a feeling what's happening is that the steel that's coming up here is being siphoned off into something else, and it's actually causing a problem. I mean, I could fix that. I mean, what is this? I mean, we've got a little bit of... I mean, I could... Just thinking, I really need the steel out here. So, actually, yes, let me just come here. We've got you here. And this will take 97 tons. Let me just adjust this a little bit. Boards are full. 116 tons of prefabs and bricks. Let me just... I think the 97 tons would be okay. What I'm thinking is, if I come to here, I mean, I've got 110 million. Yes, if we buy an electric locomotive, I don't particularly want a particularly 120 kilometers an hour. I'll buy you a cargo wagon. What do I need to ship? Steel. Okay, so we got here 69 tons of steel. That's a lot. Is that the only open? That's livestock. 79 tons of steel, 67 tons of steel. Big. I think I'm just going to buy 2 of those. I mean, this could cause a bit of a problem. And what we're going to do is, I'm always doing this. I'm going to put you there. And we're going to run you down to there. Wait until unloaded. You're going to pick up steel, and then you're going to unload steel. And what that will do is bring a lot of steel down into this area. I think in the overall strategy of getting things moving, getting steel moving down towards Nuclear City is probably more important than anything else. What happened to my steel train? Okay, we've got a little bit of a congestion here. Oh, what the heck on earth is going on here? Okay. Right, we've got... everything's got a little bit congested. Let's just look at the signals here. Let me see... Right, I think what we might need to do is turn that into a chain. You're stuck there, you're stuck there, you're stuck there. You've actually come on to this area. You've actually run into this area here. Okay, I think I know the problem. And you can't go back. If I turn you back that way, I want you to return. Okay. You're blocked. You're blocked. You're blocked. You're blocked. Right. What we're going to have to do is cancel all the jobs. That clears this out. Right, that should get you working that way. So that allows you to move through this in both directions, but you will go into there in one direction. And what we're going to have to do now is reallocate these jobs. Ooh. And one of you needs to work on the tunnel here. This tunnel finished? No. No. Okay. You up. Why can't I? I've got you allocated. This area is finished. I mean, I think the problem is I'm probably using a lot of gravel over in Nuclear City as well, and that's drawing off the gravel from this area. Just want to check to make sure what the gravel situation is here. Yeah, we're pretty good with gravel. But you're actually grabbing all the steel. That may cause a little bit of a problem. What we got here? So, I mean, is the steel flowing? That is the key question. Over to here. Nope. Get back over to here. Pick my train over here. I think what we might do is adjust this loading to, say, 49%. I think 49% might be, yes, okay, so we now got the steel train running. Right, I just want to follow it. I haven't followed a train for a little while, and this is quite important. I just want to make sure that he is unloading the steel here. We are unloading plenty of steel. And that is looking good. And I've just realized I've gone way over time, so this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. In the next part, we're going to carry on pulling the various components of the economy together, try and keep it going. Hopefully we will get Nuclear City complete and get our nuclear power station up and running. But until then, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.